It's really great to be here in the flesh. We just went through an IPO on the 20th of January. We demerged out of two companies, one private, one listed. You'll hear from the listed company, Magmatic Resources, tomorrow. Peter Duerden, he's an amazing explorer in New South Wales. We listed on the 20th of January, and in 3 months, we've done a huge amount of work. So and during that IPO, it was virtually all done by Zoom. We had people all over the globe doing that IPO, and I got one beer out of it. And it's not how IPOs used to be done, and I hope more beer comes with more IPOs in the future. So we were oversubscribed. It was a fantastic time to IPO. We brought our shareholders with us from both companies, both previous companies, and both companies were humbled to say we could have fielded the priority offer from each of those two companies that we merged out of. So we have a long-standing relationship with our shareholders. We're in the world-class area of New South Wales called the Central Lachlan Fold Belt. A lot of young companies have been born into big companies in this area. We have a focus on gold and copper, and we are purely discovery focused. We understand our business model. We love this part of the junior world because you can add value or realize value so quickly. We've already delivered 3 drill programs, and we announced some great results yesterday, and I'll be going through them a bit later. Rapid drilling, all RC, all shallow, all near surface gold and copper. We have a blend of teams from the two companies. David Richardson, a wonderful chairman of Magmatic Resources, looks like he's giving a church sermon there. He's really done an amazing job pulling these companies together, and just a great man to work for. Myself and a great team in WA as well. When you blend a couple of companies together to form a great IPO, the beauty of this is you form a strategic alliance. We are based in Orange. We have no reason to be based in a high-rise here in Sydney. We are very close to our projects, and we're very close to the team at Magmatic Resources also. And that allows us to share costs. Our overheads are very low. We share an exploration office. We share a corporate office. We have a think tank of geologists in our office together, all throwing around ideas, and it's a lot of fun. And that's when great discoveries are made, when you have lots of people in the room, all challenging each other to do better. There's some wonderful deposits in New South Wales, and we're seeing many more come to light with all this drilling. Cadia, North Parks, Cal, Boda, Alkane got the Explorer of the Year award yesterday. Congratulations to them. Fantastic to see, and that really spurred on a huge investment into New South Wales. Hera, in my district where we're exploring, is the Hera mine, which Aurelia were born out of, and we're going to show you a system just like that. McPhillamys, discovered by Alkane, spent a few $million on it and sold it to Regis for $150 million. I'm going to show you a project like that in our portfolio that's ready to go. And the Federation deposit by Aurelia as well. So we've got lots of great tenure across multiple gold and copper projects, and we did so well with the IPO because we came at this. We're not a new company. This is not new ground. We've all been exploring this ground for a long time. We just brought it to the market. And we brought it to the market at a time when it was drill ready, because we understand to make a great exploration company, you've got to hit a lot of targets. And each one of those targets has to be good. Not all of them will get up. So it's a stats game. So lots of drill ready targets, lots of news flow, and a great team to back it up. So where the yellow boxes are where we are exploring 3 projects. We've got multiple targets within each project. So Moorefield, Cargelligo, and Gundagal. Moorefield is near Gundagal, which is a thriving little town. Lake Cargelligo is beautiful on a lake, and a great place to work. And these are all in marginal farm and country areas. So we've got 365 days a year of exploration, and we're welcomed by the community. Some key takeaways. We've drilled 3 areas, 3 of our targets within 3 months. We were drilling 10 days after our IPO, which is a real credit to our team. And we've drilled 3 of those targets. Yesterday we announced some fantastic results, and I'll go through them in a minute. We're going to be sending the drill rig back very, very shortly. Our indicative time frame there is full of good news flow coming up. So Central West New South Wales, Gundagal, Lake Cargelligo, I invite you all to come out into that area and explore these regional towns. They're fantastic. So onto Achilles now. We hold the whole Achilles trend north of the Lachlan River, and it is just a great place to explore. So yesterday we announced 5 metres at 5% lead plus zinc and 0.3 copper. Really happy to see that copper in there with a high grade zone of almost over 10% lead plus zinc and 1.4% copper and some silver in there as well. Now, this is only 84 metres down hole. It's very close to surface, and we've got some great follow-up targets. We're going to be going in here and drilling this very soon. We are a near-surface gold and copper explorer. And when I say near surface, I mean right on surface. There are massive sulfide veins that you can walk around and kick. I'd love to take you out there. I invite you out there with us, and I can show you these in the flesh. Really quite stunning. This does exist in New South Wales. So we drilled 7 holes into a large lead soil anomaly in the Cobar Basin. The fantastic mines like the Peak gold mine, 6 million ounces of gold and 2.2 million ounces of copper. Million tons of copper. These are great targets to explore for. We're on that eastern margin of that basin as well, which is a really important eastern margin. That plan map shows where the soil anomaly is. This is in an 8-kilometre trend. I'm just showing you a very little subset of that 8-kilometre trend. We are currently doing soil sampling all the way down that 8-kilometre trend, and because of the results that we announced yesterday, we're going in rapidly back into that area and drilling it. We'll have a drill rig mobilising there in 3 weeks' time, drilling under these drill holes, and then we'll very quickly be doing downhole EM and also air core to follow the whole trend down to our other projects. Now, we love partnering with the New South Wales Government. The New South Wales Government flew a world-class aerial EM survey across the whole Cobar Basin, and of all those companies working in the Cobar Basin, they chose us to do some collaboration with because we displayed their data so well. It's truly world-class data. This has come out of the Minister's office, John Barilaro's office, and they sent out a big film crew to our drill rig.
The aerial EM survey for us is really exciting. The data is truly world-class. It allowed explorers to understand areas within the basin that we'd never known before. The aerial EM survey helps those communities understand the geology beneath their feet and really helps with the farmers to understand their natural resources on the ground and the water resources as well. The minerals that we have found at Achilles 3 are lead, zinc and copper. We're hoping when we receive the assays back that there'll be some gold and silver in there as well. Explorers and farmers alike can really explore the basin more for both minerals and water, and that creates jobs and growth in the regional areas. We're looking to the future with hope.
So it's pretty special when I've got a wife and kids, and so I don't qualify for married at first sight. So New South Wales Government's the next best video to go to. So here's a cross section of our drilling, and we announced this yesterday, and the great thing about this for everybody in the room here is that our share price went down yesterday and today, and that creates a great buying opportunity because As I said in that announcement, we're going to go in and hit this really hard with RC drilling and then diamond drilling and then downhole EM. We know we've got copper in here. So what the New South Wales government flew was the aerial EM, the background image. You see that big red blob down the bottom? That's a big EM conductor. Now, all Cobar explorers and miners use EM to find their copper ore bodies. We hit copper underneath the soil samples. We hit that lead zinc copper zone. And the great thing about Cobar systems is you often don't get gold at the top, but you get gold within the systems, in the hotter parts of the systems. And we're seeing those wonderful pathfinder elements that we want to see, bismuth, molybdenum, in those hotter zones. And despite our share price going down, the other New South Wales Cobar Basin explorers here at the conference have all patted our teams on the back today because they know how special this is and they know what this can develop into. So I really welcome you to add us to your watch list and watch this unfold over the next month. That's what the next few drill holes are going to look like, and these things really grow at depth. So we're not just a copper explorer, we've got some absolutely unbelievable gold projects as well. This is just 2 hours west of Orange, still marginal farming country, wonderful place to explore 365 days a year. Along from the 11 million ounce Cal gold mine owned by Evolution is a big fault zone which splays into this area here. We've got a 15 kilometre trend of historic mines and gold at surface along this trend, and Magmatic Resources that vended this project purchased this project from Goldfields when they left New South Wales about 8 years ago. Goldfields did one drill program here and got their first drill program. They got 19 metres at 1.3 grams there at Boxdale. Magmatic Resources drilled and got 36 metres at 1.6 and 36 metres at 1.2. Those drill intercepts were almost 15 kilometres apart, and from the geochemistry that Goldfields produced 8 years ago, we can see that arsenic and gold are correlated very well, and all we need to do now is go in and drill that. And we're sending the drill rig to Achilles to drill that Cobar style copper and base metal system, and then straight away we're going to move the drill rig here. We're drilling underneath some of these drill intercepts, and we're going to chase this along strike. So lots of news flow coming up, lots of quick, cheap, rapid RC drilling. We've got our drill meter cost right down, and New South Wales at the moment, it's very hard to get rigs, but we've got a great relationship with our suppliers and our drillers, and we've got a rig coming in 3 weeks. So lots of drilling, although we only IPO'd just a couple of months ago. Gundagal is a great place to explore as well. So the McPhillamys deposit is what we're looking for. Regis Resources purchased the McPhillamys deposit from Alkane and Newmont, where Alkane spent a couple of $1 million exploring for it, and they sold it for $150 million. We have an absolute lookalike, 1.2 kilometres long, gold in soil, gold arsenic and pathfinders in soils. And the first time I went here was we went and took 7 rock chip samples. Now, I didn't just take the best looking bit out of the vein, chip sampled along, and found the best, of those 7 1 metre composite samples, what we call a composite sample, we got 17 grams, 26 grams, 33 grams and 35 grams. And then, wow, this is fantastic. New South Wales this project hasn't been touched since 1984, just sitting there at Gundagal. So we did some soils. We got a 1.2 kilometre long gold trend, 300 metres wide at the northern zone, completely open to the north. This is drill ready. This is a McPhillamys lookalike target that Reed just purchased for $150 million off Alkane and Newmont. So we're very excited to be drilling all these areas and bring you lots of news flow and bring you lots of gold and copper over the next coming months. So my name is Glenn Deemer. I invite you to add us to your watch list. I would really love you to be a shareholder with us. We treat our shareholders very well, and we would love to see you on that register. So thank you very much.